Hello. How's my audio? I can't hear myself. Hello? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hear myself. Hello, hi. Hello, Nanashi Otaku. How are you? How are you today? I'm trying to hear if my fan is too loud, because my computer's kind of blowing up right now. My, my thing got so bad that Live 2D crashed, and I don't know what happened. Like, it's bad when Live 2D crashes. Normally my OBS crashes, but like they both decided to crash at the exact same time. It was bad. Good, how are you? I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. Genuinely, I don't know what's happening. I'm good though. Like, overall, I think. I don't know. Generally, I'm fine. I'm fine overall. But when it comes to, is my BGM on? No, it's not. I'm sitting here in silence. In terms of health-wise, I think I'm fine, but like, in terms of like, doing well? Yeah, fine. Tired. How are you? How is everybody? I'm tired. I'm fine. I'm tired. That's it. I did not stream yesterday. I'm so sorry, guys. I fell asleep. I said this in the Discord. I was like, yeah, let's lie down. I haven't I was like falling asleep at dinner. I was like, I was sitting there like eating, and then sometimes I do this. I take a really long time to eat. I'll just sit there and I start I start falling asleep, and I was doing that, and so I was like, okay, I should go lie down after dinner. So after dinner, I went to go lie down, and by the time I fell asleep, I woke up again. I woke up at like 1 a.m. I think at some point my dad woke me up. My dad was like, hey. My dad was like, hey, you should get ready for bed instead of just lying there like sleeping. You should like actually get ready for bed. And I was like, yeah, I should do that. But then I did not. I think I went back to sleep. I went back to sleep, and then I ended up what did I do? I went back to sleep, and what? I forgot what I did exactly. No, I went back to sleep, and then I woke up later on at like 1 a.m. and then my brother was like, hey, I'm going to sleep. Are you going to bed? And I was like, what time is it? And then I looked at the thing and I'm like, oh shoot. It's like 1 a.m. So then I woke up at that point fully, and then I didn't really feel tired, so I just kind of stayed up. Bad mistake. I probably should have just gone ready to bed and gone straight to bed, but I didn't. What I did was that what's it called? What did I do? I'm having memory issues. That's how bad it is. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I'm doing. I went to... Yeah, and then I stayed up a little. I was like watching YouTube videos. I have this thing where I don't... I like watching like tutorial videos, like how to edit, how to draw, how to like do stuff. Like when I work out, like when I exercise, I like doing those kind of videos. But at nighttime, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I should watch other types of videos. So I was catching up on some like streamers that I normally don't really watch. I watched some streams. I watched some. I watched some streams. I watched. Oh my god, my voice is dead. I haven't talked all day. Can you tell? Damn, my nose. Yeah, I got your nose. I got your nose. I haven't talked all day. My voice sounds like really, really dead. Also, I'm like kind of dead in general. But yeah, hello, how are you? Welcome. I can't even hear my own BGM. Why am I wearing headphones? That's so weird. I can't hear my own BGM. What's happening? Can you hear my BGM? Is my BGM playing? Is my BGM playing? Yeah, I should have like last night and I was like EP, and then I'm EP right now, but like, it is okay good. I can't hear it. I don't know why. I'm just tired all the time. I think my problem is like literally the moment school ended, I'm like crashing. I was like going through school with like an insane schedule. I was like, yeah, let's like get 5 hours of sleep every day. And then now that like school's over for the summer, and then I have like a little bit, like I have 3 weeks until school starts again, right? I have 3 weeks until school starts again, and my body's probably just like, I'm free, and it's just like dead. I get like this during like summer vacations. I'm like, oh, let's like sleep. I'm free. I have free time. My brain kind of just goes like, oh, it's free time. Let's like go to bed. You know, let's catch up on all the sleep that I missed out on. But I don't know. It's kind of bad. Like I think I need to be constantly busy because if I'm not, then I'm like I get like this. I'm like, why would I do anything else when I could just be sleeping? And then this is how I get all my work done. Like literally, this is how I get all my work done. If I'm procrastinating and I like do a bunch of things, it's because I'm procrastinating on school and I'm like, I don't want to do school, I don't want to work on this paper, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna edit videos, I'm gonna like do this thing, I'm gonna work on projects. I should draw, you know, stuff like that. But now that I have free time and I could be doing things and I don't have an excuse not to be doing it, I'm just, you know what I should do instead? I should sleep. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's depression. I don't know what it is. What else? I've been trying to draw, like a little bit. Like, at least on paper. Hello, hi cat, how are you? I'm like half dead. It's okay. You know what I'm so sad about? The Genshin event. Sorry, my topics are gonna be all over the place. I wrote down a little list of stuff I wanted to talk about, and then I'm just gonna keep going as I go. But I am so sad because the newest Genshin event, the summer events, I have been participating in all of the summer events except for the one that had the official skin. And I missed out on it because at that time I was abroad. And I literally had to go to a PC cafe to get like to do the event, but the maps, that was the thing, was so bad. The first map for the summer event from that time, from Kazuha's like Mindscape or whatever. Oh my god, the puzzle where you had to keep rotating the house gave me such bad motion sickness. I couldn't do it. It was bad. Also, when you're sitting in a PC cafe and like you hear like people around you playing League and going like, she bad. You're like, oh, okay. And then I look around and like half the people are all guys and then the girls are kind of like playing. It's the funniest thing. All the guys are playing either League, like CS:GO, or what's the other popular game there? It's like all the shooter games. It's not even Valorant. I forgot what it is. They're playing some kind of game. And then the girls are all playing, what is that RPG MMO? Mabagoni, no, not Mabagoni. Oh gosh, I forgot the name. Tired, worried, I got bleach in my eyes, but I don't think I did. Oh, well, I think if you did get bleach in your eyes, I don't think you would be able to see at all. I'm good, I'm tired. I can't remember the name of that. I can't remember the name of that game. I know what it is. No, not Final Fantasy. It's like Maple Story, sorry. My brain. Maple Story. All the girls would be playing Maple Story, all the dudes would be playing all the guys would play like their shooter games, and then they would like rage at their computer, and the girls would just be on Maple Story. Maple Story is super popular in Korea. Never heard of that? Yeah. It's super popular. Over there, at least. It's a little bit popular here, like, I guess in the West, but not as popular, I would say. It's a little bit popular. It's got like a little bit of a following, but like I feel like here, maybe in the West, there's other games that kind of are popular. It's just popular because it's old. But nowadays it's become so heavily, what's it called? Cash? Like pay to win / like if you want to do anything in the game, you have to pay money. Like you want to have a cute outfit, you gotta pay money. You want to do this, you gotta pay money. So that's the con, I guess, about it. But I guess when it was back in its early days, it was really popular. Oopsies. What's it? Oh yeah. I was saying, I got like everything. I just didn't get the official skin because I never finished playing that event because I was like, I went there and I was like, oh, I can get this done like easy, 3 hours max, and then I didn't. If I want to play a pay to win game, I just touch grass. Yeah. Same here. That's why I prefer games that I can just do. That's why I don't really like turn-based games, especially. I tried really hard getting into, you know, I really tried playing, what's it called? Well, I looked at the gameplay for Arknights first of all, and then I also looked at the gameplay. I did download. Oh gosh, I don't know the name. I forgot the name. Reverse 1999. I tried playing Reverse 1999, but you know what's so hard about that game? It's the grinding. Like I could never get over the grinding part of these games. Like I don't mind if it's exploration based. Like that's why I really like Genshin, because Genshin's pretty open world and I can just run around and do stuff. But if I were to do literally anything else, that's why you'll never see me play Honkai Star Rail. You'll never see me play like any other game, because even though it's open world for the exploration part, you have to play like the gameplay of it, and the gameplay of it is not entertaining. It's like turn-based game, and then I feel like it's just constantly pay to win because you're constantly getting, I guess, meta class outscaled by everything. You cannot get away. You're like, oh, if I want to do well in this event, if I want to score high, or like do anything in general, literally, you have to get the newest character. Yeah, that's how it feels when you play turn-based games, in particular. Because with turn-based games, you are like they kind of force you to get new characters because otherwise you're like, oh, this character is no longer in meta, right? This character is not how, or like this character's teammates, for example, you want to play is like that. That sucks, yeah. I tried playing this one game called 7 Nights. Or it's like a series game called 7 Nights, but the game is basically about, well, it's a mobile idol game. So you make teams, you build the characters, you gacha to get the characters. You gacha to get new characters, and then you're constantly getting outclassed by new characters that get released. They had 2 collabs. That's the reason why I joined in the first place, because they had an ORV collab, and then later on they had a collab with they had a collab with, I'm trying to remember, like this martial arts webtoons game. No, this martial arts webtoon. I forgot the name of it. Also, one of the character artists for that was, I believe, a really well-known artist that I follow on Twitter. So I was like, oh, I recognize this artist. They created the design and everything. So I was like, that's cool. But when it comes to like actually playing the game and then trying to get the characters, I realized very quickly onwards that I was leaving my phone on for like 13 hours a day just to like grind constantly, trying to get in the top. Like I was always consistently in the top 20. There was literally nothing else to do in this game. Just leave it there, feed your characters food, and just leave your phone on to just keep grinding and get EXP and just keep grinding on like forever. So I was like, okay, first of all, why am I doing this? I know, that's insane. It's crazy. Like it was wild. And I was like, why am I doing this? So after the event, the ORV event ended, I looked at my account, I looked at my characters, and I was, by the time I quit, I was like, I was always within the top 20. I was in the top 20, I had good luck with gacha, but... And I never really used my food until I absolutely had to, and it was when I was finally grinding like top 20 that I had to constantly use all my food, like every single time. And the moment you run out of food is the day like you drop out of the rankings, because that's the only way you're getting through these like newer levels, is if you are constantly grinding. That's it. So I was like, okay. I think I quit the game and I still had a bunch of food left because they give it to you and you can make it. And there's really no penalty. But I was like, okay, if I just have to keep like feeding the characters and each like food, whatever, lasts. You have my nose? I didn't even notice. Yeah, I got your nose right here. You can't see it, but look, it's in my hand. Yeah, I don't play that game anymore. Same thing with Reverse 1999. It was a fun game. Don't get me wrong. It is a fun game. I really like the characters. I like the character designs and everything, but the grinding, oh my god. If you want to get anywhere in that game, it's hard. I stuck around until I believe the 3rd season? Color season. Like the 3rd story event. The writing is so tragic. Like, the reveal. Okay, little spoiler for people who don't play Reverse 1999, but there is a character. The main character has the ability to travel into her briefcase to escape the rain. All the other characters from that era, the moment they get touched by the storm, they have this thing called the storm. I don't know what's going on in this storyline, but I didn't play long enough to really know. They have this thing called the storm where it starts raining in reverse, and she's, I guess, going back in time over and over again to, I guess, do something. I'm not really sure what she's doing. She's trying to, I guess, fix something. I'm not exactly sure what the heck she's doing though. What is your background music? It sounds like Zelda Village music. It is by, oh gosh, let me look it up. Okay, it's called Oh No, What Should I Do? And I believe it is by Yuki Zakura. I think. I know, it sounds goofy. I have a lot of music that sounds like that. Actually, no, it's not called Oh No, What Should I Do? It's called, Would You Like Some Tea? I don't know, my music's kind of weird. I have other musics, or BGMs, but this is the one I chose that I've been using recently. It's kind of glitchy on me though. It's really good, very soothing. Yeah. I have other BGMs, but yeah, that's the one I picked. It's really nice. Okay, let me close that. I was trying to do my dailies. I was like, how do people? Okay, I'm 100% focused. I was in kitchen earlier. I was trying to do my dailies, and I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm like, I can't focus. So I'm just gonna stare at the screen. Let me hear. Oh yeah, my BGM is so quiet on my end, and I'm not really sure why. Oh, that's why. Okay. It's quiet for me because I have my volume set to 23. What was I talking about earlier? I'm talking about how I don't really play, like, a lot of gacha games. I like the characters. I really like the characters. I think Wuthering Waves' game mechanics for fighting look really cool. Like how every single character has a unique jump animation and like a unique type of animation for fighting. Like Star Rail looks really cool. I like the writing, I like the characters. I think the Traveler and like the dialogue and everything is really funny and well written. I mean, I don't know about the storyline, but I do think it's kind of funny. Like the Traveler, not the Traveler. Oh my god, I'm so Genshin brained. The what's it called? What's their name? Trailblazer. Sorry. Yeah, the Trailblazer has like this thing going on with the garbage. The trash can is really funny. And like the dialogue, they're just funny for the hell of it. They're like, you know, we'll just be a little silly, we'll be a little goofy. And the Traveler is just there. The Traveler has their own sense of humor. It's like Zelda. Like when you go around with Breath of the Wild and Zelda's like, oh, I'm just gonna be a silly little guy. That's how it is in Genshin 2. The Traveler's like 500 years old, or they've been around for over 500 years, and they're just like, I'm just gonna be silly for the hell of it. For the love of the game. I like the writing in these kind of games. They're really funny, but the gameplay is not enough for me to actually play it. So I don't know. Nothing about that game could ever get me to be like, yeah, I'll try it. I can't. I've only stuck with Genshin this long because I like the events and I like the open world aspect of it. That's really it. Also, I do like the characters. I like the characters and I like how they're written. The newer characters, though, I don't know, the newer areas. Especially, like, I kind of dropped off after Natlan? No, Sumeru. I dropped off for Sumeru. Sumeru was hard. Like, I can't get past Sumeru. I can't get past... I haven't even gotten into Fontaine, and I haven't even gotten into Natlan. I did the Exploration World events, but... And then I did the summer events and all that, but when it comes to the actual storylines, I am so behind. Because once they started adding the aspects of going up and down, like, they first introduced the mechanic in the chasm, right? Where you could go, like, the map has levels. So like, oh, cool, you can go underground. And then you're looking for things, you're walking around, you're running around like, hey, where is stuff? And you're like, oh, you're in the exact same spot, but it's like in a tunnel underneath you. And then from there on, I was like, oh, I see. That's confusing. And then they added that to Natlan. Not Natlan. Sumeru with the jungle. And my motion sickness got really bad. And I was like, I cannot explore Sumeru. I can't explore Sumeru. I did the quest. I think I did. I finished the quest in Sumeru. I think I'm one quest away from starting the Fontaine quest. I haven't gone there yet. I haven't had the time to actually like sit down and kind of go through Genshin. At this point, I'm like, oh, I'm so far behind. I don't know what I should be doing. I go on for the events. Like, I really like the like their summer event that's going on right now. I'm gonna see if I can find a time to like do it. Not today though. I mean, I could do it on stream, but I was like, I don't like exactly playing Genshin on stream because a lot of Genshin on stream is just sitting here listening to dialogue and then just continuing and playing like stuff like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I don't want to sit here and like listen to dialogue for 2 hours. So that's my experience. I like open world games. Like I've always said this about Genshin. I know people like to complain about Genshin all the time. They're like, oh, I hate Genshin, blah, blah, blah. The storyline sucks, blah, blah, blah. First of all, you're not reading. Second of all, for what it is, and a huge open world game that's basically you can be free to play. They do not force you to play. Like they do not force you to pay. As someone who has played a lot of MMORPGs in the past and has experienced like insane power scaling and like games that literally force you to pay to play. I'm sorry, my gain is so high that you can hear everything going on. Because when I'm in collabs, people are like, oh, I can't hear you, your mic is really quiet. I'm literally, my gain is so high. This is what happens if I turn my gain to the max. Sorry, let me turn it down a little bit. I turn my gain so high and all you hear is static. Let me turn that back down. I have a limiter on. You all should be very happy that I have a limiter. Because my limiter prevents everybody's ears from blowing out. When I first did not have a limiter, it was amazing. Like I would just constantly like my mic would peak. My mic sounded horrible for at least like a good year when I first started streaming. It was bad. And then afterwards, like immediately afterwards, I started tinkering around with like mic filters and then it sounded fine. Because I didn't have any mic filters and my mic was in a good position. I would just peak when I screamed. But then I started adding filters and I started looking at what filters did. And then everything sounded horrible. I sounded like I was in a tin can. But that was also because I was probably in like... I streamed in the kitchen, so the audio quality wasn't very good. I wasn't in like a room. I was like in a den. I lived in a literal bachelor pad of a room with the kitchen conjoined with everything else. Right? I just streamed like that and everything was echoey. It was bad. I feel like I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. Like, for a mobile game that originally started off as a mobile game, is pretty good, like, for what you get. Like, I don't know. Have you... I don't know. People nowadays are spoiled, I guess, by choice in games. Because when I was, like, really young, I'm talking, like, 2012, the MMO RPGs that were popular around that time, the graphics were horrible. I forgot what one of them was called, like World Online or something like that. That one, the graphics were like crunchy. Like, imagine everything but PS2 crunchy graphics in like this muted shade of gray and brown. It's like playing Monster Hunter Wilds, but basically it's the graphics of Monster Hunter Wilds, but as an MMORPG game that's also like free, I guess, freeform, like it's 3D. First person perspective, you have a party, you can actually create multiple characters and run around in a party. You play as an adventurer, you get to choose your class. It's like very typical MMORPG, but it was open world. You couldn't climb or do anything like that. It was considered open world because you can freely control your character to run around, but you can't climb things. You can, I guess, attack monsters just in certain areas of the map and do whatever you want like that. But you can't do anything crazy. You know, you can't go swimming, you can't like climb trees, you can't do anything like that. And they consider that open world. So when Genshin first came out, I was like, dang, that's really cool. You can climb cliffs like Assassin's Creed style. You can like cut down trees, you can do a bunch of like cool things. I was like, wow, I've never seen this before in a game. And for a mobile game too, that's pretty impressive. I know they recently had an announcement. They were like, oh, we're discontinuing like PlayStation 5 access for the game, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, but there's people who play Genshin on the PS3. These people play Genshin on the PS5, that's kind of crazy. I feel like if you can afford a PS5, why would you not have a computer? I'm gonna be totally honest, like, if you can afford a PS5, why don't you have a computer? Why don't you have a desktop? I think a desktop, a computer, at least like a decent running one. Even if you have something like my computer, I have a 2060. You could probably get a good computer for less than $500. You don't need a really good GPU. You don't need an insane GPU. Anyways, yeah, earlier, my computer crashed. My computer crashed and it was so sad. I got a notification when I opened it up. It was like, oh, OBS crashed. Oh, cool, fun. And then it was like Live 2D crashed. And I was like, oh, cool, great. Is it my computer? What's happening? Oh, okay, I see what the issue is. I have to update my graphics card again. It told me this at 11 p.m. So it's a new thing. I have to update my graphics card. And if I don't, my computer's going to start rebelling. My computer is going to start shutting itself down in protest. It's going to be like, I hate you. Be like, I'm going to KMS. Literally. It shuts itself down in protest. If I don't update my graphics card in time, nothing opens anymore. All 3 of my screens will die. The only one that'll work is the oldest screen connected by an VGA cable. It's connected by a VGA cable. For some reason, the HDMI cable will die, and the only thing that will work was the VGA cable. Which, I've talked about my computer setup in the past, I guess, but my setup is horribly rigged. You do not want to see the back of my computer. I've got an insane connection back there. It's like a mess of cables, but I have it, like my cable management is really nice. If I do not say so myself, my cable management is fine. There are no cables, just loose in the back. Everything's all neatly tied up as short as I can make it with cable ties. What's horrible is the amount of daisy chaining I have everything going into just so I can have 3 monitors. I have my tablet, my graphics tablet, that I use to draw right in front of me, like on the desk, like on a box. And then in front of me, I have another monitor on a box that's higher than the tablet. That's my main monitor. And then I have one to my left that's a really old one connected by a VGA cable to an HDMI converter to a USB-C converter. So I've got 3 types of converters going on here. I have my VGA cable to VGA to HDMI to HDMI to USB-C to my USB-C port in my computer. The other one is an HDMI cable that connects to the HDMI port on the computer. And then my graphics tablet, my drawing tablet is connected by two USB-A cables to the back of the computer, connected to a, what was it? I think the USB-C, yeah, is connected to a USB-C converter, to like another USB-C converter connected to, I think the front part of my computer, which has another USB-C cable. And I ran out of ports in the back because I only have 6 ports. 2 of them in the back are being used for the graphics tablet. I don't know why it needs 2 USB-A cables, but it does. The other one is being used by my controller, I guess. It's being connected to the controller, and then the other one connected by my interface. My mouse is connected to the daisy chain that my HDMI cable is connected to. The converter, the HDMI to USB-C converter, is also like a hub, so it has 3 other ports. At the beginning, when I first tried setting it up, it was very difficult getting it set up because at first it wouldn't read the input from the mouse. So I'd be like connecting it, I'm like, okay, I see this screen, but I don't see the mouse. The mouse is not showing up. And so now whenever I don't update the graphics card, it just simply will not read the input coming from like 2 of the cables for my displays. So I was like, great, this is fun. Everything's working fine. Everything's fine. And it is like a good, I don't know, 20 minutes to half an hour of let's check all my graphics cards. Let's re-download all my graphics cards. Let's open up 3 different softwares to see which graphics card I need to update. So it's like, okay, gotta open up NVIDIA, and then I gotta open up Intel, and then I gotta open up like the computer, check all my graphics cards, and then restart my computer, and then see if it turns back on, and then disconnect and reconnect every single one of my ports. So if you wanted to know what it's like with my weird setup of a computer, that's my life. Every 2 weeks I have to do that because, I don't know, they keep updating the graphics. Here, next on my list that I was going to talk about. Yes, I have a list of things that I want to talk about. I have a list of things. Let's see here. I have been editing my thumbnails. Maybe change categories, I just feel like I'm yapping. I've been changing my thumbnails on YouTube for... I just got into it. I've been working on it, just adding my thumbnails. What I like doing is I like making my thumbnails when I'm at work. And then I'm like, okay, let's just like go through some... Okay, how I make my thumbnails, for example, is that I use presets from Canva for presentations or portfolios, and then I adapt them to stream. So if you see some of them and they look like really graphically nice, I'm like, I've changed the color scheme, but I basically kept the layout of general looks. Like they have this thing where you can like do frames, and then they have like a template. So I'll use that. I'll use that as basically like a base, but other than that, I don't really change much except for the colors. I move things around and I add my own pictures. So I've been kind of like, I guess, going replacing all my thumbnails? Because, oh my god. Oh my god, I have so many streams that I have not updated the thumbnails for. Some of them I've given up on. I have this one Fields of Mystery stream that I did a long time ago. Like, I want to say 5 months ago that I just never added a thumbnail for. I feel like I should make a thumbnail for it because looking back on it, it just looks, I don't know, it's like Instagram, you know, like it doesn't look aesthetic. So I'm like, I should make a thumbnail for it because at least it'll look nice with my page. Even though everything else around it looks way insane, like the colors, everything all over the place. And I don't have art. I know I draw, but I don't really have art that I do for thumbnails. Or I don't even have any pieces that I finished. So if I were to like draw something for a thumbnail, I don't want to use the same pieces over and over again like I do for my schedules. I could, but I don't really want to. Because I feel then it looks repetitive, so then I have a bunch, like I have a folder of, I guess, screenshots or PNGs I took of myself. Like, they have this thing in VTube Studio called, like, selfie mode. It's really funny. It counts down. It's like 3, 2, 1, and you, like, hold your pose, and then it takes a picture. So I've been doing that. I take, like, a bunch of pictures, and I upload them into, like, my program, and then I just kind of swap out the pictures and edit them as I need to. Like, I have different expressions and stuff. Half of them just kind of look like this. Or like... they all look like that. All my pictures. Oh my god, I'm congested. What the heck? I can't breathe out of one side of my nose. Maybe I'm the one who got my nose. Like, I can't breathe. Oh my god, I can't breathe out of one side of my nose. What the heck? That's so weird. I've always said this before. I don't know if I've said this before, but like, you truly don't realize how nice the privilege of breathing is until you have one nose that's blocked and then you can't breathe. And you're like, oh man, I took breathing for granted. Now I can't breathe properly. I can't breathe properly because one of my noses is like stuck. Maybe it's because... Okay, 1 second. I gotta like really breathe deeply because this is bothering me. Oh my god. No, that's not helping. I don't know what's going on with me. I think I need to take my allergy medicine. I forgot to take my allergy medicine. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know what's happening. Wait. Okay. Anyways, other thing. Moving on. Other than the fact that I can't breathe out of one side of my nose, I can't breathe out the left side. Yeah, this is just yap hours, I guess. I went to the dentist like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I had this realization. I was like, they don't ask you, like, you're kind of like, you're old when they don't ask you what flavor you like anymore at the dentist to brush your teeth. Like, when they do that polish thing? When they polish your teeth with like the little teeny tiny toothbrush and they go around your teeth like, eh. They don't ask you what flavor you like anymore. They used to be like, oh, do you like what bubblegum, or do you like orange, or do you like mint? Nowadays, they're like, okay, you get mint. You get mint. I'm like, okay. Ah, yes, mint. My favorite flavor. I'm apparently too old to have bubblegum anymore. They're like, nope, you're gonna get mint. I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really relieved that when I go to the dentist, they're like, oh, you're fine now. Because I think 6 months ago, I had to get a cavity filled. And that was scary. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all my teeth. They originally told me, they were like, oh yeah, you have like a bunch of cavities. Like in the back of your like mouth. On like one side specifically, I guess because they don't brush that side as much as I do the other side for some reason. Which is weird. I don't know. They're like, oh yeah, your right side is fine, but like your left side has a little bit. Like, are you brushing your left side? I'm like, yeah. Do you floss? Yeah. And they're like, well, yeah, something. But then they did like x-rays last time I went, like 2 weeks ago, and they were like, oh, you're fine. Nothing's wrong. And I was like, I literally asked them, I was like, hey, what about those like cavities that you said I had in the back of my teeth? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, you guys said I had like an issue last time I was here. You said you were watching some areas, and then they were like, oh no, we don't see a problem. I was like, what? What do you mean? I guess they just disappeared. I don't know. They haven't said anything since. That's so weird. When you're younger, they make it seem like you have cavities and they're like permanent. Like once you get a cavity, it's over. But if you have like, I guess, tiny little cavities and you take better care of your teeth, they, I guess, go away, and it's really weird. Like apparently that's a thing. I just recently learned that. Like, did you know that cavities can, like, especially if you have like the beginning stages of a cavity, like a very, very teeny tiny cavity, they can go away. Apparently, your teeth can just repair themselves and they will go away. And I was like, that's wild to me. That's wild to me. I don't know. I've always been like really particular about like my teeth in particular, because I'm like, you only get one set. I feel like, I think it's unfair that kids lose their teeth at a younger age. I feel like we should be like sharks, you know? I feel like we should be like sharks, and the moment your teeth go bad and like the other one starts growing in its place, why do we have baby teeth and then adult teeth? Well, that'd be kind of terrifying. Could you imagine a kid with adult teeth when they're born? That's kind of scary. So yes, I get the concept of like having baby teeth, because when you're a kid, your head is smaller. And then like as you get larger, your teeth fall out because they need to make space for bigger teeth. But I feel like we should be built like sharks. Like there are people out there who are born with 3 sets of teeth. They're like, oh yeah, I have like adult teeth. Like wisdom teeth, basically. When one falls out, the other one just kind of grows back in. Or they just exist like behind their accessory, I guess is the term for it medically, in the medical field. They're accessory teeth. So they exist where your teeth would grow in, but I guess maybe they're fused to the jaw and they don't really like grow back. They don't pop up like sharks do. Which is very sad, because I feel like we should be able to have that ability. I don't know why we don't. But then again, maybe like the human body wasn't meant for that. Maybe in the future we will. That'd be kind of cool. But then again, those are called dentures, right? Do you want to know something horrifying? Look up turkey veneers. Not like fake teeth for turkeys like the bird, but like there is a specific, they're called turkey teeth. From the country Turkey. They do this thing where they shave down all of your teeth into these very narrow little points so that they can glue a piece of plastic on top of those teeth, for the sake of having whiter teeth and to have like perfect teeth. They shave your teeth down to like really scary looking points. It ruins your teeth permanently. It's really bad. Like, it's really scary. And apparently this was a thing back in the like 2020. Social media influencers were doing it. They were going to Turkey to get these veneers done, because I guess it's cheaper over there and it's more popular. But seeing people do that to their mouth, it's like, ooh, why would you want to do that to yourself? That's kind of scary. knowing you can do stuff like that is permanent is kind of, I don't know. I'd be wary. I'd be kind of nervous. I'd be like, I don't know about that. Maybe if you're 60 years old and you have no other choice, but if you're in your early 20s and you're gonna get your teeth all shaved and you're gonna put plastic on top for the sake of like having whiter teeth, I don't know about that. You might as well just whiten your teeth yourself at home. I don't know. Moral of the story, take care of your teeth because you only get one set. Like, I get a cavity and I'm like panicked. I'm like, oh no, my life is over. I have to get my teeth pulled. And then I was every single time I go to the dentist and they tell me I have like a problem or something, I have to go home and I panic, research everything. I'm like, oh my god, I have periodontal disease. Like, my tooth starts hurting one day, like just out of the blue. Like, I have something too cold and my tooth hurty. And then I'm like, oh no, I have periodontitis. I'm going to lose all my teeth tomorrow. Like, everything's gonna fall out of my mouth and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I don't play about healthcare, guys. I'm paranoid. They did this thing too. When I was at the dentist, they took like this thing and they stab you in the mouth with it. And then they always tell me, your gums bleed. Like, your gums bleed. Do you know that? Do you floss? And I go, yes, I floss. I floss like every single day. And they think I don't floss because my gums bleed. All the time. And they're like, you should use mouthwash, which I feel like mouthwash is a scam by dentists because mouthwash doesn't do anything for me. Mouthwash doesn't do anything for me. I don't know what they want me to do. I use an electric toothbrush. I floss every day. Sometimes I floss twice a day. I like brush my mouth. I brush twice a day too. And then they always have the audacity to be like, do you floss? And I'm like, I do. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to say. No, I do. They're like, well, your gums bleed. I'm like, yeah. Because you're near my mouth with metal objects and you're stabbing my gums. Like, what do you mean people's mouths don't bleed? You're stabbing my mouth with a pointy tool, with a pointy metal tool, with a knife, basically. What do you mean? Anyways, they went around my mouth afterwards with like this little pointy tool, and then I learned that it's called like a probe, and they stick it in between the gap between your gum and your tooth to see how far down it goes. Just check, like, I guess for gum disease. And my numbers are fine. It was like between like 2 and 3, so that's like normal. If you have anywhere between like a 5 or a 6, that's really bad. And then if between like a 9 or a 10, they're like, oh, your tooth is gone. So my teeth are fine. But I feel like every single time I get that question all the time. They're like, yeah, you bleed. And I'm like, yes, I know. I've been told this for years. Sometimes feel like, do you guys think I overshare? Hello, Yudo Cheeto, how are you? I think I overshare sometimes on the internet. Sometimes I go in here and I'm like, oh, let's like talk about this issue. I can't tell if I overshare or undershare. I haven't really seen other people's streams. Or like, I haven't watched anybody long enough to know how much they stream or how much they don't stream, like, overshare. Like, how much they talk about things. On one hand, I think I don't really care about, like, talking about stuff like this. But at the same time, I just wonder, I'm like, man, my very traditional grandmother would have a conniption. She would pass out. She'd be like, why are you talking to strangers online and telling them about, like, health-related issues? Hello, welcome to Diver, how are you? My grandmother would be like, oh, what the hell is wrong with you? Not my parents know what I do. My mom's like, I followed you because you used the word conniption. That's so funny. Hello, welcome, how are you? Okay, how about yourself? I'm good. I'm more awake now. Earlier I was dead. It takes me a little bit to warm up my voice. Conniption. Listen guys, I read a lot. I read a lot of books, and I don't know if I use the words correctly. I don't even know if I pronounce words correctly sometimes. What's happening? Big words for big brain, yeah. Yeah. I get that sometimes. They're like, oh, you use a lot of big words. I was like, do I? I don't know. I don't know if I do. What am I up to tonight? Yapping. I was talking earlier about my dental problems. I went to the dentist and they were like, you're fine. Your gums bleed. And I was like, yeah, they do that every time. Because you stab my teeth. What do you have? Hopefully you weren't asked that a lot already? Nah. I don't mind being asked the same question over and over again, to be honest. Gives me an excuse to talk about the same thing over and over again. Like, I get asked that a lot, but it's fine. I don't really care. Completing very bug. Yeah, very bug. Oh no, it's so weird. They tell me that. They're like, yeah, you have a problem. It's like, I know. Do you floss? Yeah, I do. Well, you should use mouthwash. I was like, yeah. Wait, I see where that's going. Like, you should use mouthwash. I was like, that doesn't do anything for me. As long as they don't say you need sugary teeth, very white, very nice though. What? Sugary teeth? What was that? I was talking earlier too about turkey teeth. Like veneers. And I was like, that is so scary. Some people, like especially influencers, they get their teeth replaced with veneers, and that's kind of scary to me. Especially celebrities too. They like smile, and then you'd see their teeth are like perfectly white and perfectly straight. You can tell that they're veneers because their teeth are square, and you're like, ooh, that's not normal. Sugary, like removing root canals or wisdom teeth removed? Oh, no. I had one cavity that I had filled like 6 months ago, and that was not fun. That was a horrible experience. I do not want to do that ever again. I had to get my teeth filled like right in the middle of my two front teeth. Like in the back of it, not the front, the back. And I gotta say, surgery like a medical operation? Oh yeah. I had my wisdom teeth removed like in I don't know, like early pandemic. They're like, we'll just remove those. I was like, okay. It was like a week of not being able to eat anything. The day I got it done and the day I came home, I had this huge bruise on the back of my hand. And then my like face was super swollen. I had like bruises on my cheeks. Yeah, it was bad. I was like it like the thing that annoyed me the most wasn't about like not being able to eat anything. It was watching my family eat stuff that I really wanted to eat, but I couldn't. And I'm just sitting over there with like my bowl of chicken noodle soup and like chicken broth and jello and ice cream. And I'm watching them eat like pizza. I just remember that feeling of just like watching them eat. And I'm sitting there like, That's the only thing that sucked about it. I was like, I want to eat. And that was it. I've had mine removed too, and I was just asleep the whole time due to the drugs. Yeah, they put me asleep too. I think they had the option. They asked me, they were like, would you like to be awake or would you like to be asleep? And I was like, well, it doesn't matter, but if I had a choice and both of them were covered by insurance, then sure, I'll be asleep. It was so weird. They put you asleep. They were talking to me, and in the moment you feel like you blink and you wake up again. And you're like, wait a minute. Where am I? What time is it? And they're like, oh, you're done. Yeah, like you blink and you wake up and you're like, wow, that was amazing. They woke me up once when I was like getting my thing done. They put me in a room like after the thing was done, and they made me walk from one room to the other room, like after the procedure was done, after I woke up, and then went back to sleep. And then I just remember having like a complete memory lapse because I thought it was a dream. I was like, how? I woke up and I was in this room. How did I get to that room? And imagine like me with like cotton in my mouth, because like they put like these little gauze pads in your mouth to like stop the bleeding, and so I sounded like this. That's what I sounded like. Doctor said, hey, you're feeling the effect? Yeah, I was like, kinda. And then I blinked and woke up confused. Yeah, literally. That was my main concern. I was like, how did I get from that room to that room? And my parents thought it was hilarious. I was like, I teleported, what happened? And they're like, you walked. The nurse held your hand and you basically walked really funny down the hallway. It felt like I was floating. Like literally when I was walking down the hall, I kept walking like this. Like imagine you're floating but like walking. Like I was walking and then I kept raising my knees like really high. I was taking like space moonwalks with like really big steps walking down the hall. You know that scene in Howl's Moving Castle where Howl is like holding Sophie's hand, like he's behind her and he's holding both of her hands? That's how the nurse is holding me, and that's how I was walking. I was walking like really exaggerated like steps. Because to me it felt like I was floating. And that's how the nurse is holding me, and I just remember that and I was like, am I in a dream? And then I woke up later on in a different room. And I was like, was that a dream? How did I get here? What happened? And then I walked like that to the car. It was such a weird feeling. It's like a weird floaty feeling. I was out of it. And then I got home and then I went back to sleep. I just slept it off. I slept it off for like 6 hours and I woke up and my mouth was sore. I was like, that's kind of weird. Having to do that saltwater mouthwash was so weird. That part didn't really bother me. What bothered me was like near the end of the healing process, having to feel the stitches in the back of your mouth. Cause like I could feel the threads back there and I just could not stop playing with it. Like my tongue just kept going back there to feel it and I was like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. These are gonna get infected, but I was like, I could feel it. To the point that I think one of my stitches did come out. Because it would basically healed already. They did come out and I just pulled it out myself. It was a weird feeling. I was like, alright. Because the thread came untied and I just I pulled it out. It was like a piece of plastic anyway. My fear was eating the stitches in my sleep or something. I was like, this is gonna come out and I'm gonna eat it. Choking on it? I don't know. I would choking on it, but not even choking on it, but just I don't know, something something would like, I'd wake up and it'd be somewhere. Or it'd be gone, you know? I was like, oh no, I ate it. I don't think it would kill me, but I really don't think it would kill me, but at the same time, I think it'd be kind of like, I don't know, something would have happened. Like eating a fish bone, I guess. You're like, oh, it's gone now. Or eating a coin. Have you ever eaten a coin? It's such a weird feeling. I don't usually stream on Thursdays? Wednesdays? What the heck? Some people do. They're like, oh, I'm gonna eat a penny. No, I've never eaten a coin, but I know somebody who did. Oh my god, I can breathe again. That's wild. Yeah. I didn't eat a coin, but I know somebody who did. It was like a penny. There's always somebody who does that when they're a kid. They just, I don't know, stick it in their mouth and they swallow. I've never ate coins. Really? I don't know, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten? I think the weirdest thing I've probably eaten was maybe grass. Like, I've eaten grass for the hell of it. I've just stuck it in my mouth and I was like, you know what, I want to taste this. So I did. I just kind of picked up a piece of grass outside and I put it in my mouth. How did that go? It didn't taste good. It tasted like, you know, grass. But now I know what it tastes like. It just tasted, I don't know, it just tasted raw. Like raw vegetables. Grassy, yeah, it just tastes like grass. You know how grass smells? When you freshly mow lawn and grass smells like that, that's what it tastes like. It's very green. Yeah, it wasn't good. Interesting? Yeah. I don't know, I was never one for like exotic adventures when it comes to, I guess, eating things. I mean, I guess the other weird things I've eaten was like candy off the back of the bus. I'd be like, ooh, free candy. Yoink. I put coins in my mouth before but never ate it. Worst decision ever. I mean, the taste of metal is kind of nice. Sometimes I'll go and I'll like lick a not a toothpick. I'll go lick like what's that thing called? Like a paper clip. And it tastes like kind of sweet, you know, like the metallic taste. It's like a sweet taste. Sometimes I like doing that. I was like, you know what? I should go lick. Yeah, like metal kind of tastes sweet to me. Metal tastes sweet to me, so I'll like lick a battery. I'll lick a battery or I'll lick like a paper clip. Or something metallic, like a pole or anything with metal on it. And I'm like, the taste of sweet metal. I will say though, aluminum foil doesn't taste very good. Yeah. It's not bad. Hello, Moon. How are you? Moon 444777. How are you? Welcome. I'm good, yeah. We're talking about eating metal. I wouldn't recommend eating tinfoil, but you know, chewing on tinfoil is kind of fun. I like to chew on things, yeah, that's fun. Chewing on tinfoil is an experience. Especially on pencils, yeah, I guess. Like the feeling of like the wood. I don't know, it made me sad afterwards. Like, it's a nice feeling to put pencils in your mouth, But then the moment you like bite down and you feel like the squish of the wood, and you take it out of your mouth, and you see your mouth indent on the pencil, and you're like, ah, that's kind of weird. I chew on water bottle caps all the time. Wow. I wonder how your teeth look. I wonder how your teeth look. Like, Did you need braces? Do you have braces? I don't know how good that is for your teeth. Like, I know some people chew on pen caps, you know, like the back of the pen. Some people chew on the back of the pen. And I guess that's like a similar experience. You're still chewing on plastic, but I've never been one to chew on like stuff like that. When I wanted to, I guess, chew on something, it's probably because I was hungry. So, like, my favorite candy is gummies. So every single time I felt like chewing something, I'd be like, I'm gonna go get candy. Like, I want candy. Like, I want to chew on gummies or something. That's why, like, I really like, I don't know if you guys have ever... There's two candy brands I really like. There's Haribo, which are, like, really, really hard gummies. And then the other version is called... They have, Albanese. The company called Albanese. I really recommend those gummies. They sell them at the bulk store. You can recognize them because some of the candies, especially the gummy bears, they have a little A on the belly. They're like very iconic looking gummies. And I can always recognize them in a store. I'm like, yes, that is Albanese gummies. And I was doing some research into like the science of gummies and very interesting things. So Haribo gummies use, I believe, like a different type of, like, they don't use, what's it called? I believe they use like some form of gelatin or something. They don't use like what the US uses, which is a high fructose corn syrup. They use like their own specific type of like thing, which is why they're so hard. But Albanese also uses pectin, which makes the gummies kind of soft. But yeah, there's different types of things that you could use for gummies. I don't like fruit gels because they're made, or like they taste like they're made with agar. They're very soft. I don't like that. I like chewy gummies. Yeah, gummy worms are good. I don't know, I'm picky with my candy. If you ever have the chance, you can look up the Albanese. I'm not sponsored. If you look up the website Albanese, you can see like the type of candy that they have, and you can usually find some type of gummy in like from that brand in a grocery store or in a bulk store. In Canada, at least, I know. I haven't visited a bulk store. I'm ordering them right now, no! Albanese, is that how it's spelled? Yeah! If you look at the type of candy that they sell, you can usually find those, like, the exact look in bulk stores, but I don't know if they have it in the US. I actually don't know. I just know that when I lived in Canada, they had them at Bulk Barn. And I used to really like going to Bulk Barn during seasonal holidays because they would switch out their candy. So they would have the Halloween mix, they would have the Valentine hearts and stuff like that. You just made me hungry. Yeah, candy. I don't really get hungry for candy. I just get a craving for like something to chew on. But ironically, I've never really liked gum. Because I feel like gum doesn't last long enough to like chew on. You like put it in your mouth and you spit it out. What I did like though, during Halloween I used to get those Hubba Bubba. The Hubba Bubba things where it's like literally a single giant piece of gum wrapped in like a yellow and yeah. in like a yellow and blue packaging. Yeah, the big piece of gum. Or like, yeah, also the big roll. There's like there's a bunch of different types of gum back then. There's like the Big League Chew, which is like a shredded wad of gum. And then the Hubba Bubba that was like in this strip that looked like a tape roll. Or like the one that was like literally a gumball. I always feel like the flavor died really fast. Yeah. The tape roll was better, honestly. The tape roll was a lot better than the little round Tootsie Roll kind of shape. I just remember getting them in Halloween candy and just being like, wow, this sucks. This is my least favorite candy. Actually, no. What's like the worst flavor? Like, what's the worst candy that you could ever get in like trick-or-treat candy? I don't know, I feel like it's tied between Almond Joys and Hubba Bubba, like gum candy. The flavor goes away fast, but just be chewing on it to chew. Yeah. I guess so. Chewing is kind of fun. Like, yeah, you put in your mouth and you're like, oh, it lasts maybe 10 seconds and you have to just throw it away. So it's kind of weird. You're just chewing on it just to have something in your mouth. The like people who give specifically Almond Joys. Kind of weird. I do remember having to like after trick-or-treating, putting my candy on the kitchen table and having my parents like look at every single piece. Because back then there were people who you would hear about it in the news, but they would like tamper with it with candy. They're like, oh, they might hide razor blades in your candy, or they might like, I don't know, open them up and like put stuff inside, who knows. So they would have to go through every single piece and like check the packaging. Kind of weird. Which I feel like if you hate children enough to like go out of your way to open up packaging of candy, put a razor blade inside and then seal it up, that's kind of crazy. Why would you do that? I hate candy corn, whatever it's called. Really? I really like candy corn. It's like the one time of year that you can get like, you know, high fructose corn syrup in like a really hard form. Candy corn's good. I like candy corn. Maybe some people don't. I like it. I don't like fondant. Have you ever tried fondant? I do not like fondant, but I do like candy corn. Because it's made with powdered sugar. Messed up. I know, it's so weird. Can you believe that it's August already? I feel like the year went by super fast, but I feel like it went by super slow. It's hard to tell. Like, it feels like the year is gone. And it's already August. Yeah, it's August, and the next thing you know, it's gonna be December, and you're like, wow, the year is over. It's 2026. That's crazy. That's how it feels like for me. Like, the months of January to June feel so slow. They just trickle by, and then the moment you get to August to September to October to November to December, it's like, zoom. Super fast. Probably because there's more holidays. Like, once you pass August, you basically have a holiday every single month afterwards, because you've got like, you know, back to school, and then you have like back to school in September, and then you have Halloween in October, and then if you're Canadian you have Thanksgiving in October, but if you're US you have Thanksgiving in November, and then December you have Christmas, and you have New Year's in January, so you're like, wow, back-to-back holidays. So it feels like you're constantly getting like a break. Meanwhile, if you were like to be in January, like February, March, or April, or May, there's like barely any holidays then. Spider-Verse movie just got delayed until 2027. Oof. Oof. I think the team that's working on that are also working on a bunch of other movies at the exact same time. Like, the same team that made Spider-Verse is the same team that made K-pop Demon Hunters. So they're probably working on a bunch of other projects at the moment. My eyeballs are dry. I don't think this is a good idea to put in my contacts. Or like leave in my contacts until this late. Now my eyeballs are dry. Water your eye? I would. I would. So true. Hello, welcome. How are you? I just have to like blink a lot. So if you see me doing this, it's my eyeballs. My apples, my eyeballs. You want to know something really cool? There is a one very specific rare case that was done in the 60s, I believe, called orthodontic something surgery. It's a very, very rare case, but this one time a guy lost his eye and they replaced his eyeball with a tooth. So they took one of his front teeth, like I believe it was his incisors, like one of the molars, like the front molars, they took them out and they replaced his eyeball with a tooth. They took out the root and everything and they were able to just completely replace it. Yeah, it's cool, you can look it up. You can look up like guy with tooth for eye. It was one case that was done like a long, long time ago, but they were able to do it and he was able to see fine. It was really weird. It was a really interesting case. Yeah, I feel like not very many people know about it, but it's a thing. It looks really scary though, because literally he has a tooth for an eye. Yeah, tooth implanted into eye. Cicatricial pemphigoid and the osteoorthodontokeratoprothesis. It was a lady, actually. This was done in 2010. I guess there's been multiple cases where this has happened. Yeah, it is. It's two people. There's multiple people who did that. Cool. You can implant the tooth into the eye. It's happened multiple times, apparently. I don't even know what you just said. Osteoodontokeratoprothesis. It's known as tooth-in-eye surgery. So osteo is the study of, you know, osteo. Osteo refers to the mouth. Osteodontist, like, you know, teeth. Odonto, you know, orthodontist, odonto, the study of the eyes. Keratoprothesis. Prothesis is, you know, prosthetics to replace something. Kerato. I actually don't know what kerato means, but you can break down a lot of like these kind of medical terminology into things. But it is the medical procedure to restore vision in severe cases of corneal and ocular surface patients. They remove the tooth and a hole is drilled into like the center of it and filled with a lens, and they implant it into the eye. They take the graft from the the nerves in the teeth to add a blood supply to replace your optic nerve. Look, you can read about the procedures in the school. The eye is opened and the entire surface of eyelids, corneal surface, and scar tissue is removed. The inner lining of the cheek is transplanted onto the surface, and then the canine or premolar tooth and part of the bone and ligaments are removed. And a bolt-shaped structure is fashioned from tooth complex, which is filled with a plastic optical cylinder. And then the inner contents of the eye is removed, and then they just replace your eyeball with the tooth bone cylinder. Isn't that cool? It looks scary, but it looks cool. Like, you can look up pictures of like people with tooth for eye. Isn't that cool? I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's super cool. Very, very rare cases though that they do that. Just get a fake eyeball, but like, you can see. If you get a fake eye, then you can't see at all. So, if it's your last resort, wouldn't you want the choice to see? Weird / cool, yeah, it's cool. It's very interesting. I bet you didn't know that before. I believe they talked about that case in the Guinness World's, like, not the world's record. Like Ripley's Believe It or Not, probably. It's probably in the book Ripley's Believe It or Not, but I remember reading about it. Definitely learned something new today. Yeah, it's cool. I always think it's really cool. Learning especially like medical terminology or like biology or like chemical terms. You know how they always tell you, don't eat anything you can't pronounce. They used to say that back to you like when we were in school. Or at least when I was in school, they used to tell the kids that. They're like, don't. If the ingredient label list has things that you can't pronounce, you probably shouldn't be eating it. And I was like, well, if you learn about the chemical composition of an apple, I don't know if you would say the same thing. At the same time, I can pronounce those things because I learned how to pronounce things in chemistry, like dichloromethylhydride. I like how that picked up on the captions. Yeah, it knows exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes captions get me wrong, but sometimes it gets it perfectly. My favorite video out there on the internet is this one dude pronouncing the world's longest word. And it's just a very long string of chemical composition for, I believe it's the chemical composition of titanium. It's no longer the world's longest word. It used to be. I think now the world's longest word is probably like some polysaccharide. I don't know. I feel like that went over a bunch of people's heads. Science people know what I'm talking about. It's some disease, I think. Maybe. Let me look it up. What is... What is the world's longest word? Okay, so pneumonotraumatic microscopic silicovolcanosis is a 45-letter word. It is used as a synonym for the occupational disease known as silicosis. Pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanosis. Spell that in a sentence. I tried to say that 5 times fast. There's also honorific habilitationitis. Or there's pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. You know what's really funny? The fear of long words. The fear of long words is called Hippopotamonastrosis quisipitaphilophobia. Yeah, the fear of long words. It's literally the longest word ever. So it's like, can you imagine trying to explain to somebody? Yeah, I have a fear of long words. Oh, hippopotamonastrosis quipiphidialophobia. It's also known as sequidipedalophobia. Can you imagine, like, you're talking to a doctor and they diagnose you with the fear of long words, but they're like, you have hippopotamus, and you're like, no. World's longest word. World's longest word. World's longest word, science. The longest word has... Yes, it is. Yep. It's the same thing, actually. It is the same word. 189... Wait, no. 100,089... No. How do you pronounce this? How do you read this? 189,819,000 letters. Takes 3 hours to pronounce. Methanol glutamin larginal isoleucine is the chemical name of titin, also known as connectin, the largest known protein. They do not know if it's a real word or not, because proteins are named after chemicals. It's never been used in conversation. It takes 3 hours to pronounce. There's a video of a guy trying to pronounce that word for like 3 hours straight. He's just reading it. But officially, the longest word in the English dictionary is pneumonolo ultramicroscopic silicovolcaniosis. So yes, that is the world's longest word. It's 45 letters long, and it's a type of lung disease. But the scientific word for titin is that one. Yeah, the one with the lung disease. Yeah, you know your trivia. There you go. Learn that from Sonic 3? Really? What the heck? What are they teaching people in Sonic 3? I didn't even know that was a word. My trivia's not good. I would fail. Are you smarter than a 5th grade or something? Lung disease? Maybe. That used to be a game. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? There used to be a game on the DS. Something like that. I forgot the exact name of the game, but it's like... It wasn't Brain Age, it was something similar. It was cool. It's like Brain Academy or something like that. I really like that game because they were like, oh, you can pick your category. And you can do like English, you can do science, you can do math and biology and all stuff like that, or history. It was kind of cool, interesting. They talked about world history and all that. You learn new things. I think nowadays people are kind of like, I guess, afraid to learn. People don't want to learn. And I find that really sad about nowadays. People aren't willing to just Google things just for the hell of it. The I'm feeling lucky button is very fun and people don't use it. Nowadays it's all like, Grok, is this real? ChatGPT, is this real? We've lost critical thinking skills. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with using it, but I don't know, I feel like you learn more when you have the ability to research on your own. I'm always learning something. True. It's always fun to learn something. I don't think this... Never stop learning. Learning is good. Learning is fun. You should learn. I don't think it's like bad. I think it's a good thing to always be willing to learn. It's always like a positive. You don't lose anything by learning. And the moment you give up on that, I think is probably the saddest thing. The moment you're like, oh, I've learned everything there is to know. I don't need to know anymore. That's when you know you are, I don't know, you're old. The moment you say I'm done learning is the moment that I think you just you're like you're dead mentally or something. You're gone. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'll say that when I'm on my deathbed, yeah. Like, even people who are, like, really old still are constantly learning. Although they do say what's interesting is that as you get older, I think you stop discovering new things. Or maybe it's harder to discover new things because maybe you've seen all there is to know and you're like, well, I don't understand new things, I don't want to learn, right? I think that's one of the things you see like common in older folks. They're like, oh, there's so much happening nowadays, I can't keep up with it. You youngsters and your new words. I see that too. They're like, I'm not gonna keep. I feel like it's really hard nowadays to keep up with things too, in general, because stuff is changing so fast. Like, stuff changes super fast, especially when it comes to like slang and trends. It's so weird. You'll have people go like, you're saying the word slay in 2025? That was so 5 weeks ago. Who says that anymore? Yeah, the brain rot, it accelerates. It's insane. It's really fast. I saw a picture of like somebody on TikTok making fun of somebody for saying like a certain word or like a certain type of slang that they used to use back in like 2020, and they were like, oh my god, you're saying that now in 2025? And it was like, really? No, people say what they want. They say, oh, worm. You know how old that is? When I say, oh, worm, that's from Tumblr. Cooked. Yeah. Oh, worm. Or like, what are really old words that people don't use anymore? Tubular. People don't say that anymore. I feel like we've lost our whimsy. Oh, my eyeballs. My eyeball's burning. I'm just gonna... Ooh, my eyeball. Hold on, like... I take out my contact. Let's take it out of my eyeball. Woo! How do you like them apples? Yeah. Oh my god, that's like southern slang. How do you like them apples? What? I don't know, there's a lot of things that we used to, I guess, stop saying. Nowadays they cite too cringe. They don't call that anymore. People don't even say the word yeet anymore when they throw stuff. Yeet. It's so weird because like back then when you used to quote things, it was like, oh, you're making a reference. I understand that reference. Yeah. And then nowadays they're like, oh, you're using slang from like 2000? Huh, you're old. Like, it's so weird. Don't say YOLO, YOLO. You know, TGIF. It makes you sound like a millennial. When people use that unironically, YOLO, TGIF, oh my god, OMG, you sound like a millennial. That's what it, like, I don't know. What did they say nowadays? Like, I feel like, if you say LMFAO, it makes you sound like you're also a millennial. Nowadays, I think Gen Alpha likes to use IJBOL. I just burst out laughing. That's a thing. There's also another one that they use. What was it? I forgot. I forgot the name. I forgot what it's called. Holy. No idea, honestly. Wait, I know it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it. Oh my god, I can't remember. It's like, it's used like ironically. It's used as like a derogative, honestly. Something about ass. I forgot what it was called though. TS? No. PMO? No. No, that's not. No. Oh gosh, I don't remember. It's like YGBAL or something like that. Yeah, Sibao. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, that one. That's the one. I see that used nowadays a lot. And then I see younger people. I say younger. Like, I mean 18-year-olds. Like, children. I see 16-year-olds use IJBOL. Which, weird. Weird. IJBOL instead of LMAO or RFOL. RFOL is so old. IWPSY. Yeah. I can't keep up with all these acronyms, it's so weird. I don't even know. They just stand for things. I've just given up. I'm like, you know, yeah. You say whatever you want to. It's so, even though I guess I would say I'm chronically online. I'm chronically online. But even then, I still feel like I can't keep up with like the rate of things happening. My brain is still stuck in like 2 years ago with the me want bite, me want plant delight, me want Turkish corn dog delight. Wow, I'm online, but not like that. I'm just online to play games, that's it. Yeah, like I'm online constantly. I'm on Twitter. I'm online. I read a lot of like stuff online. But I'm not as online. Like I'm not on the brain rot online side, I guess. In doom scrolling, yeah. It's really easy to start doom scrolling on Twitter especially. I like to have my Twitter be solely focused on either like gaming stuff, fandom stuff, or art. Like fan art stuff. But once in a while, I'll see like doom posts. Like there was one that was going on a long while ago talking about like fear mongering on Twitch. They're like, oh, Twitch had this new policy that they uploaded where viewers aren't counted any, like if they're not actively chatting, they're being like counted as bots. And I don't think that's true. It's just that this time of year is just always been bad for some reason when it comes to like viewing. Yeah, it just every year there's always somebody talking about something like that. Does anybody, they say something like it's on Reddit or it's on Twitter where it's like, has anybody noticed that our view counts are down? What's happening? What's happening? is because of, you know, the current things that's happening that it's like that. No, I don't think so. It's just, you know, like it's time and place and day and time of year. Like I know in general, like there's dips around different times of the year where viewership does just go down generally because people are busy. Like right now, I know it's vacation time, so people are going on vacation, school ended, people are traveling. It's a really good time right now to go on vacation. So that's why viewership does tend to be down for a lot of people. Another time is right after Christmas. People's subs go down. People are donating less around that time of year because it's right after Christmas and a lot of people look at their bank accounts and go, wow, I'm broke. So they stop spending, especially during New Year's. So that's another thing. But yeah, there's like, if you've been around for a while, you do know like the dips and trends and stuff like that. But people who just start, I feel like kind of freak out a little. They're like, oh my god, like chill, this happens every year, it's fine. Like I wasn't even around this time of year last year or the year before that. Because you know where I was traveling. I wasn't even here. I was gone. But it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. I think, yeah, I have went over every single topic that I wrote down, that I remember, that I wanted to talk about. I do this. If I'm sitting there, especially when I start a stream, like if I'm gonna be like a just chatting stream, I'll just be like, oh, I have conversations with myself, and then I'm like, I should talk about this later, so then I write it down. Or I try to, or at least I try to remember what I wrote down. Hold up, one sec. Ooh, I just had to take my allergy medicine. And then I started choking on water. I started choking on water because I was trying to take my allergy pill. Good morning! Hello! Hi, Finny. Yeah. Well, if I don't know what to talk about, I'll just talk about my list. I have like a list that I write down of little mini talking points, but other than that, I'll just improvise. I just keep going. Hello, how are you? Good morning. What's up? I should go to bed. It's like 2 a.m. and I have not been getting sleep. Or I don't think I have been getting proper sleep. Dang, why? What do you mean? Why go to bed, or like why have I not been sleeping? Ow. Hello, Turtle King. How are you? Both? I work full time. I have to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning, so if I go to bed now, I will be able to get 5 hours of sleep. I'm good, yeah. I'll get 5 whole hours of sleep. I don't know what else to say. Lately, I've been coming home. I don't pass out. I have dinner and then I pass out for maybe like 5 hours and then I wake up. Too much sleep, if you ask me? No. I used to be able to get by like this, but now I feel super tired. I don't know what it is. I used to be able to be fine and I used to be able to keep up this schedule and I used to tell people like, yeah, this is what I do, you know? Well, I used to sleep at work a little and then I got home and then I would sleep more and then I would make dinner and then I would... Well, I can't really sleep after dinner because if I do... Holy moly, I think my phone died, never mind. Because if I do, then I won't be able to wake up in time for stream, which is what I did yesterday. I actually was falling asleep at dinner. I went to bed. I woke up. Well, I went to go lie down at 8. I went to bed. I fell asleep. Woke up at 1, and I was like, oh. Well, I missed stream. And then I stayed up a little bit longer, and then I went to bed at 3 a.m. Then I woke up at 7. Now today, I did the same thing. What did I do? Go home, had dinner, wanted to go lie down, fell asleep, woke up at 11, got ready for bed, and then started stream. And now here I am at 1:47 a.m. So if you're wondering what I've been doing a lot of sleeping. I've been getting a lot of sleep because I don't know, I haven't really been able to sleep in on weekends because I stream on Fridays, right? I stream on Fridays and I don't go to bed until 4 a.m. And then I've been recently getting woken up early. I say early as in like 12 p.m. I get woken up, they're like, oh, you should wake up now, you slept in. And it's like noon. I used to sleep in until 4 p.m. That. Hello? It says I'm connected. Stream dead? What? Are you back? Are you back? Hello? Oh, hello. Hey guys. Yeah, we're back. Wow. Hello. I didn't see you there. How is everyone doing? Oh god, I hope it didn't make another VOD on YouTube. It always splits when it does that. Oh, what's wrong with my computer? What's wrong with my internet? What's wrong with my internet? I think my problem is that I don't have Ethernet. Guys, I stream using Wi-Fi. I stream with Wi-Fi, I still do. I have not. I don't have an Ethernet cable. And I don't have anywhere to connect it to. Like, I do have Ethernet, I just haven't connected. I don't even know if I have a port for it. So, sometimes I have internet problems, and I can't tell if it's me or if it's the Wi-Fi. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That's weird. I just got a notification. It was like, OBS disconnected. I was like, oh, fun. And it's like, OBS reconnected. And I was like, oh, okay. That's so weird. I don't know. Anyways. Sorry, guys. You disconnected for a second. That was weird. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, my sleep schedule. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I've been... So when you go to bed at 4 and you wake up at 12, that's like 8 hours. I mean, it's decent. I would like to sleep for 12 on weekends, but I can't. And you could be like, oh, why don't you end stream earlier? You could like end stream at 2. I was like, I could, but I like streaming on weekends because then I can stream really long. I can't do that on like days like today because I have to go to bed. I have to wake up early. And I could be like, well, I could sleep, you know? I could sleep in. No, I can't sleep in because I work tomorrow, but like I could sleep at work, I guess. I could take a nap. But I recently got a standing desk, and I don't know. I feel like I can't really sleep. Or I can't take a nap if I'm at my standing desk because I'm standing. And if I wanted to sleep, I guess I just do that at lunchtime. I just lie down. I should go outside. There's like a bench outside. I just sleep outside on the bench. But it's hot. It's really hot outside. Oh no. Wouldn't recommend. I used to sleep in my car. Oh my god, that was dangerous. I used to sleep outside in my car during the summertime, and it would be like 100 degrees outside, and I wouldn't turn on my car or anything because I didn't want to waste gas, and I didn't want to use my battery. So I would just sit in the car, and I would let the car get like really warm, and I'm like, I feel like I'm hotboxing myself inside the car, and I wouldn't roll down the windows or anything. So like it would get super warm in there, but like, you know, I have my windshield's up, and I would sit in the shade. Not the windshield's the sun shield up, and I would like sit in the shade, and I would have my lunch in the car, and then afterwards I would just like sit back in the car and like close my eyes, and I would set an alarm to make sure like I didn't sleep all the way through and like miss the time I was supposed to go back to work. And I'm like, I'm essentially just, I don't know, hotboxing myself in this car in the heat. Sleeping outside in a hot car, that's dangerous. I would recommend, but I did that. Somebody pointed out to me, they were like, isn't that how kids die? They're like, isn't that how kids and pets die in the car? I was like, yeah. How hot? Like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Sleep on the desk? What's the problem? I could sleep on the desk. I guess. I sleep in my chair. Like, I'll sit down and I'll lean all the way back so you can't see my head over the partition. I work in an office. And I just have to, like, hope that people don't walk by. If I do it early enough in the morning, nobody notices because nobody walks by in the morning. But, like, later on, when people walk by, like, when people start getting ready to go to lunch and stuff, then they see me. That sucks working in hot weather. Just can be rough. I work indoors. It's just for my lunch break. There's nowhere else to go. Some days I don't want to sit in the lunchroom, you know? There's nowhere to go in my office to, like, chill. Especially if you want alone time. So, my options are to, like, sit in the lunchroom with, what's it called? Like, sit in the lunchroom and have people also be in there, and sometimes people, like, take phone calls in there, or they just talk really loudly. And I'm like, well, it's not very quiet. So I can either go and sit in the stairwell, where some people go and take the stairs, or I can go and sit outside where it's really hot, or I can go, I don't know, sit in the hallway where like not very many people pass by and I just sit on the floor. So I just do that. I sit on the floor in the hallway, or I'll sit in front of the director's office on his couch. He has a couch outside his office and I just sit there. I haven't done it in a while though. When I have the morning shift, I chill for 1 or 2 hours before working since no boss is around at that time. Yeah. I have a job that requires me to wait for a lot of things. So half the time when I'm waiting around, I'm just chilling. I read. I work on my thumbnails. I'm reading fanfic. Like, I just doing everything but my job in the morning. Because I'm waiting for something. Like, I wait for, like, people to finish something so that they can give it to me. So then I can work on it. But if nothing happens and they don't give it to me in time, then I'm just sitting there just doing nothing because I get my stuff done ahead of time, like the day before. And when I'm just sitting there waiting for stuff to happen, then I just like, I finished everything the day before and now I'm just waiting. Sounds like a chill job? It is. I really like it. It's a far cry from when I used to be a greeter. I used to work as like a front desk person. And that wasn't fun because then I had to interact with the public. And I have so many really random stories from when I used to work at that front desk job. Because oh my god, just the crazy stuff that would happen. Interacting with the public is always fun though. Because they're like, hey, you never know what you're gonna get. There is this... I'm so glad I don't work at that job anymore. Because there was one person that I just hated getting along with. They would come... They were like a client. Or like a visitor. They would come almost every single week, and every single time, sometimes I had to interact with them. Sometimes other people would take them because they know I hated working with actors. They were like, yeah, you don't get along with that guy. You don't get along with them. And I was like, yeah, I can't stand this person. They suck. They were like, oh my god. They're just like, they make me want to rip my hair out. Like, it's not anything against him. He has like a mental problem. I think he was like, he hit his head as a kid, and like when he speaks, it's just kind of like he doesn't understand certain concepts. And I don't have anything against that. He's fine as a person. He's just very annoying to deal with because he'll be like, can somebody explain to me this problem? I'll explain to him what he's talking about. And he's like, well, I don't understand. I want to talk to somebody else. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to call somebody over just to talk to you specifically. I'm not going to go ask my manager to go speak to you for this one specific issue. And it's not even a problem. He just wants somebody to explain it to him. He's like, well, I want to talk to somebody more professional. I was like, oh my god. Or like the time he came in and he was like, can you photocopy this for me? I was like, no. He handed me something. He's like, can you photocopy me this? Can you like make a copy? I told him no. I'm not doing that. And he's like, can you print this for me? I was like, no. This is not a printing service. He's like, can you photocopy this thing? I was like, no. I'm not doing that. I sat there and I stared at him and I gave him like the weirdest look. I was like, I just sat there and I gave him like until he like stopped. And I'm like, why are you asking this? Yeah, you have really weird people that come in and ask you weird things when you work customer service jobs. I'm so happy I don't have to do that anymore. Gosh, I don't even remember the other things that he used to do. Oh yeah, other than being like super... He had no filter. He would talk about his sex life. And I worked with other people. So it wasn't like I was alone at the front desk. Like, there was other people that worked with me. And it was just loud. You were just TMI all the time. I was like, oh my god. So whenever I saw this person come in and nobody else was free, I'd be like, I'm hiding. I'm not taking this person. I don't want to talk to them. But yeah, that was my experience working customer service. I have more experience working customer service though. Like I've worked at a lot of different places. I don't know, working with the general public always gives you stories. In general, just stories. It doesn't matter what kind of stories, just stories. Like one time I was talking to somebody And then the fire alarm went off when in the middle of talking to them, and they bolted for the door. They were so fast. They were like, she's like, I can't be stuck here. I gotta go. And she was like, she like ran for the door. I was like, I don't think that's what you're supposed to do in a fire drill, but okay. Some people are high strung. Some people have issues. Or like you'll have people. We used to have security, and then I would just talk with security, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this morning there was like this couple, just like having sex in the bathroom when we had to kick them out." I was like, "Oh, fun." In the restroom, okay. They had to call like somebody to clean. You never know how someone will react when it actually does happen. It wasn't a drill. It was I think somebody set fire to something in the microwave, and the microwave was like smoking a little. So the fire alarm went off and everybody had to evacuate. But I really don't think running for the door is something that you should do. Even if it was real or it wasn't. Because like you never know. Something could happen. The restroom, that's wild. Yeah, that's not the wildest thing that's ever happened. Like, I don't know, somebody was doing like, you know, someone doing drugs in the bathroom. They had their stuff on the counter, and then they had to like call the police. I shouldn't be laughing. But yeah, wild stories like that. This is a public building. Apparently there used to be some person who used to stand outside and throw like rocks at people as they left. It was weird. Like people who used to leave through the side entrance, they had to send an email out to everybody saying, if you're leaving the building, please leave the back way. Don't leave out the side doors because there's somebody who stands outside and throws rocks at people. There used to be a person who used to stand near the front door and yell all the time. Like, one of those people with the signs. Like, a really big sign talking about, the world is ending! The world is ending! Like, doomsday type person. And they would stand outside with a big sign. They teach that in school, don't panic, just walk up before someone trips and hurts themselves. Yeah, like, I don't... What's the number one rule? Stay calm. Right? Stay calm and walk out in an orderly fashion. If you panic, then you're making things worse for yourself and other people. And that's why, like, stampedes happen, because when people panic and everybody starts running for the door, people trip, people get stepped on, people get, like, squished to death. Like, you don't want that to happen. Panic doesn't lead to, like, good things. Close windows, walk out. Yeah, close doors, too. There's a lot of things you should be doing. If you see smoke, right? If you see smoke, you should get lower. Walk away. Feel the doorknob. If the doorknob's warm, do not go in. Stuff like that. But I haven't really been in a fire. To really say. But that's the stuff that we learned when I was in school, especially like elementary school that they teach you. When they have fire drills. Or they had the fire department come in and tell people what to do. That used to be a thing, you know, they used to have like fire departments come and teach people how to like safely navigate fires. I wonder if they still do that. Like at events and stuff, they used to bring over the fire truck. And they used to have safety demos and like had to teach people how to do CPR. Or at least in my neighborhood when I was growing up. Like during like community events and stuff, they would bring over the big fire truck. And then they would let kids go inside and like look at stuff, and they would tell, like, it was an education opportunity to be like, oh, this thing is this thing, this is how they use this, and they would let kids sit in the front seat of the car. It was really nice. And then they would have little demonstrations of like, oh, this is how you do CPR. This is what you do if somebody's like on the ground not breathing. And then they would have people do demos. They'd be like, oh, who wants to be the person in need of help? So they'd have somebody lie on the stretcher on the ground, and they'd be like, okay, you on the floor, you are missing an arm. You are missing an arm, and like, you are unconscious. And then they'd ask somebody in the audience, and like, what should you do? Like, what's the first thing you should do? How should you like give first aid? What should you assess for? Stuff like that. And I think that's really important to teach stuff like that. But I'm not sure if they do it anymore. Maybe. They used to have things where the fire department would install car seats for you too. I don't know if they do that anymore. They've lost a lot of things over the years. Kind of sad. Anyways. I should go to bed. Wait a minute. I have to check YouTube. I'm gonna have like an 18-minute. One second. I'm gonna have an 18-minute video, aren't I? On YouTube. Did this get split? I'm not even live on YouTube. Am I live? Bedtime? Yeah, it's bedtime. I need to go to bed. Am I live? I am live. I'm just trying to see if my video got split. It sucks when this happens. They just do that. No, I don't think it did. I can't tell. It doesn't look like it. I don't see my previous VOD. Yay, it didn't get split when it died. Woo! Yippee! Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm going to catch you all on Friday. We are going to play a game. I don't know what game, but we're gonna be doing something. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. And I want to go to bed. Sorry, I was like really dead this entire stream. Like, I've been just eepy tired. I'm dead. Like, if you could hear it in my voice, like, I'm just dead. I'm normally more awake than this, but today I was like, I was like half asleep. I was like, should I stream today? But I didn't stream yesterday, so I should. So I was like, I'll just do it. Well, anyways, good night, everybody. It's a more chill stream, more down. Don't mind. A little bit short. I mean, 2 hours. Not that long, but kind of. I remember why I don't, like, put in my contacts before going to bed, because then my eyeballs start hurting. So next time, I guess I shouldn't be doing that. You would think I would learn. I was like, you know, it'd be really nice if I did that beforehand. Then I could just go to sleep. But, future me, don't do that. It makes your eyeballs hurt. Future me, it makes your eyeballs hurt. Don't do that. Anyways, good night. I will try to be more awake and more lively. Friday. I will get more sleep. I have to work on my editing too. I have a lot of things I need to get done. I should use this time to work on projects and also get ahead for school, but I haven't been doing any of that because I've been trying to catch up on sleep. Good night. Bye bye.